and former President Reagan economic advisor Art Laffer. Art, President Trump has played hardball throughout all of this. We hadn't heard much about this on Wall Street. In fact, last week, almost all the reports were that things were going swimmingly, although you got a sense that maybe there were some issues. So where do you think this puts us with respect to a timely deal or deal at all?
I think this is just the back and forth of negotiations, and I think Trump very, very much wants a free trade deal, but he wants it right, and he wants it to be done with the Chinese giving us what should be given is intellectual property guarantees and fair trade, free trade, which China should be doing. And I think once they come to that realization, I think you'll get a deal and it'll be done very well. But I'm not one for good negotiations. Let me just tell you, Charles, they were just likened it to a heavyweight boxing match. Frankly, I don't like getting hit. And I get scared. I crawl under the bed. I start crying. But Trump is a master at this, and I believe with all my heart that he wants free trade, because I think he understands how bad a trade war would be. But I think the Chinese are playing it a little bit against Trump, and Trump's a better negotiator than they'll ever be.
You know, that explains why your skin is so great. I'm thinking Oil of Olay commercial later on.
Oh, my God.
But
Oil of Olay?
To that point, okay, President Trump is a fighter, right? He's a pugilist. He's a New York City negotiator. He wrote The Art of the Deal. Do you think that sometimes, though, the Chinese are emboldened by the fact that on our side, American business is against them, the press is against them, and you got to wonder, because I get frustrated knowing that the American people is watching this, and they've got to wonder, too, because you got people saying we lost millions of jobs because of unfair China trade. Everyone acknowledges that we've lost billions of dollars worth of intellectual property, and people don't think it's fair.
Well, I think Trump is just recognizing that and is going to work on it and trying to get a free trade deal with China. But don't for a moment, Charles, think that Xi isn't under tremendous pressure in China. He may be emperor for life by law, but believe me, when there's civil unrest coming, they're going to be focused on him, and he really knows. Look at what happened to the markets in China when Trump even threatened to reimpose tariffs. They are greatly at risk if they don't come to the table correctly, fairly, and honestly, and want good solutions to the problem. And, everyone knows what the right answer is. The Chinese negotiators do. Our negotiators do. We're just sitting there arguing against which political pressure in the country is trying to push one versus the other. And I think that will go by the wayside, and we will get a great deal, and Trump will get enormous credit, and the market will be 5,000 points higher once we get a great deal with China. Mark my words, 5,000 points higher.
I'm writing that down right now. And by the way, after the show,
just
I'm
one number, 5K.
Hey, listen, I'm ready to put a trade in right now. Can you hold on for a second?
Hold on, Charles. Go for it.
Let me ask another question, though, because
Sure.
You got to wonder why China, this late in the negotiations, are trying to, do this sort of switcheroo. Last week, Joe Biden said that China wasn't a big deal. It sounded to me that if we get a President Biden, he's not going to follow down this path. Even though Chuck Schumer likes it and other Democrats think President Trump's doing the right thing, could they have somehow gleaned the signal from Joe Biden? Because they waited out the midterm elections, the Senate didn't flip, and that's when they started to negotiate.
Yeah, but maybe they could. I mean, China, they negotiate very well. They're good, tough negotiators. They're not as tough. They're not as good as Trump, let me tell you. But they are. And you always wait for your play on the last minute, just when they're just about to sign. Oh, wait a second, I just need one more thing. And, that's what negotiators do. And it's a very bad, unpleasant trait of the Chinese and other people. But frankly, that's what they do, and Trump isn't about to have it. He's going to stick up for his guns and wait until we get a good free trade deal. When that happens, I mean, the rockets are ignited, Charles. It's going to be very exciting.
All right. Well, I'm excited listening to you, and I thought I was already pumped up. It's always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Charles.
All righty. And the stock market really has been...